Hello and welcome to a Mindful Moment. I'm Justin Epstein, author of the top-selling book Super You and minister of the Unity Center of New York City. We are continuing with our study of Chapter 1 in The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and he's been answering the question about explaining watching the thinker. And what he said is that we're not the thoughts moving through our head. So when you can stand back and observe your thinking, then your thoughts begin to subside and you experience what in the East they call no mind. You enter these little gaps. We probably aren't even aware of them. They can be so brief. He says they expand the more you do that. And you enter moments of stillness. You begin to feel peace and joy. And so one way to experience that no mind is by observing your thoughts. So today I want to read a quote about how, or a passage on how there's another way to enter that state of no mind, or those gaps where we begin to experience inner peace and joy. So he says on page 17, instead of watching the thinker, that's the first method that he talks about. You can also create a gap in the mind stream simply by directing the focus of your attention into the now. Just become intensely conscious of the present moment. This is a deeply satisfying thing to do. In this way, you draw consciousness away from mind activity and create a gap of no mind in which you are highly alert and aware, but not thinking. This is the essence of meditation. So bringing your awareness totally to what you're doing takes us out of thought into the present of what we're doing. In your everyday life, you can practice this by taking any routine activity that normally is only a means to an end and giving it your fullest attention so that it becomes an end in itself. Interesting. So usually we do stuff to get something else, right? You cook dinner because you want a tasty meal to eat. And he's saying, no, while you're cooking, be totally present in what you're doing. It becomes an end in itself, not just to get something. Let me get through this so that I can get something at the end of the process. No, it's an end in itself because you're seeking to have this state, the gaps where you experience the joy of your own being. For example, every time you walk up and down the stairs in your house or place of work, pay close attention to every step, every movement, even your breathing. Be totally present. So there you have an activity where we're walking up the steps to get to the office or walking up steps to get home. Instead of making it all about where we're going, actually give full attention to the process itself. Be totally present to the walking, to your breathing, to the stepping. And that will bring the thoughts into the present moment where you can experience the no mind state. Or when you wash your hands, pay attention to all the sense perceptions associated with the activity. The sound and feel of the water, the movement of your hands, the scent of the soap, and so on. In my case, fortunately for me in a New York apartment, when I'm putting my dishes in the dishwasher and putting in the detergent, I will be more present to what I'm doing. But for everyone else, enjoy the soap sudsy water. Actually, it can be kind of pleasant when we do that. Or when you get into your car, after you close the door, pause for a few seconds and observe the flow of your breath. Become aware of a silent but powerful sense of presence. There is one certain criterion by which you can measure your success in this practice: the degree of peace that you feel within. So how do I know if I'm doing this right, Justin? Well, the degree of peace that you feel within. That's how you know. I like to take For a long time, I practiced this, probably need to get back to it more. And that's every hour, take a moment to just be in the present or to practice the presence, whether it's to watch the breathing, whether it's to meditate for a moment or two, or to just remember to be totally present in the moment. When I lived at Ananda Village seclusion retreat, I was part of monastic training for a 3-month training to become a member of the community. And we would do sacred service at some point during the day, and they would ring a gong during that sacred service. And it was a reminder to just take a time out to practice the presence, to be in the moment, to, in whatever way you bring your awareness to that presence, do it. So I encourage you and myself to remember when we're doing routine activities to practice being totally present to them with our mind so that we can experience that deep peace and that deep joy. Thank you for joining me for this mindful moment, and I will see you for another mindful moment as we continue exploring Chapter 1 in the Power of Now. See you next time. Thank you for joining me for a mindful moment. Remember to subscribe to my channel for more mindful moments as they go live. Click above for a list of previous mindful moments to enjoy on your own time, anytime.